Hi, I'm Rami Ramsey. I'm from Rio de Janeiro, and I'm an archaeologist. We're going to go over a review of the International Spy Museum. Stay tuned. Hi, guys. I'm Roderick. I'm not Rami, but that was my undercover name at the Spy Museum. So once you go to the Spy Museum, they give you a name, um, uh, what's the word, an occupation, and a country of origin, and they give you also a code word. So you have to remember those when you do certain activities throughout the museum on your tour. So, like I said, and like the thumbnail said, this is going to be my review of the International Spy Museum. So, just so you know, I'm located in the DC area. So I figured it would be kind of cool to go there. I did a video last year about how to be the gray man. You see me walk around the mall with a bunch of cops everywhere, guns and plates and ammo all in my bag, just to kind of show you guys that no one really pays attention to you when you're, as long as you're normal and not doing anything crazy. So don't kind of worry about it. So, but this kind of came up in the comments. Someone asked me about spycraft and stuff like that, and it kind of went to this direction. So I figured, hey, let's go to the museum. So the museum is located at 700 LaFont Plaza, Southwest Washington, D.C., 20024. So if you guys want to go there, it is about $20, I believe, and you have to book your tickets in advance. You just can't show up most of the time. They're sold out. It's just like the National African American History Museum. You have to pay for that one as well, and those tickets book out pretty fast as well. So what I would recommend if you're going to visit, do what I do not do whenever I go there. Book your ticket early, suck it up, get up early in the morning and go, because it's a lot of information in here, and that's why you're going to hear me critique it the way I do. But it is a very, very good museum, and you should go check it out if you can. All right, so we're just going to go through the pamphlet here, and we're going to go over everything. And I just lost that camera. All right, there we go. There we go. All right. So we're going to go over everything. So they have a briefing center. That's where you get your undercover mission that I just spoke about. Then you're going to have a section on stealing secrets. You're going to have a section on making sense of secrets. So that's more your code breaking and things of that nature. Then you're going to have covert actions. Then you're going to have spying that shaped history. So they go all the way back to the founding of the country. Then you're going to have an uncertain world, and then you're going to have the debriefing center. So there's about 16 stations, I believe, where you can go through. They're hidden throughout the museum, and you can take part in your mission. Some is remembering your cover. Some is, going through an interrogation at customs and things of that nature. So this is what I love about the Spy Museum. It is a ton of information. So if you do like I did, you want to sleep in, like you get there at noon, you're not going to have enough time. So this happens whenever I go there. You get there, and it is people everywhere, and you're trying to read these things on how do they make the lipstick gun, or how do they, this emblem that was actually in I believe in one of the CIA conference rooms had a bug in it, and it was there for years. How did this stuff happen? How did this stuff happen? How did this shape history and things of that nature? There's so much stuff to read that you get stuck in one section, but then the crowd is slowly shifting through. So now you feel like you're in the way, and you're just kind of sped along. So that's why I would say get there kind of early, because I think they have times every half hour or every 15 minutes. So every 15 to 30 minutes, another group is coming in. So if you're sitting here reading, trying to really dive into information, you can kind of get behind. And then they have stuff where you can like practice breaking codes. You can practice not breaking codes, but well, figuring out how codes work. Like there's one with the leather strap, you have to wrap it around so many times around a certain size stick to reveal the letters that are on it, and it gives you the right message. You know how to use codes and notes and letters and things of that nature. So it's really good, and it's just a lot. And then I'm in my 40s, almost mid 40s, close enough. And you don't want to be that adult that pushes the kids out of the way so you can do all the cool stuff that you really came there to do. So you just kind of end up skipping over stuff. So that's why I would recommend getting there early. So once you get there, you get your mission, you get your name, and whatnot, and then you go and you sit through and you watch this narration from Morgan Freeman. I'll play it here for a little bit. I don't want to spoil it or any copyright stuff. I'm assuming they paid Morgan Freeman some money to do it, so
Do you ever wonder if you could be
so
a
we'll
spy?
just put it here, no audio probably.
What is it that might attract you?
So you go through this whole thing, and then what you realize is by the time you get done with that little 5-minute speech to go into the museum, you forgot your cover. All right, most people forget it. So I knew this going into it, so I kind of made a point to remember it. I still remember it a couple of weeks later. So with that said, then you go in and you just kind of start and go through everything. And another reason why I like it is because you end up realizing that let's say on the internet, I don't like the word preppers, but I'm probably a prepper. Preppers, survivalists, gun guys, gear guys, whatever. We make stuff so complicated. It has to be perfect. And what we don't realize is nobody pays attention. So that's what I like about it. You'll go through and you see this thing that really, you look at, you like, how did someone get food? This is not lipstick. It's just painted red at the tip, and it, in the shape of what someone might assume is lipstick, but it's a pistol. How did somebody get fooled by this? And so you kind of realize is that people don't pay attention. As long as you're confident in what you're doing and it's kind of passable, nobody's going to pay attention. It's almost like Kohan makes them. They're 0 grams, they're shoes. They're designed to look like dress shoes. And if you get the right ones with the darker sole and not the sneaker looking sole, if people aren't paying attention, you can walk by them real quick and they never know that you have on sneakers. It's kind of like that. It's kind of deception. Or like I think that somebody makes some joggers that kind of look like, dark slacks or something like that. It's just is what it is. So we're always, us as in modern people and, people like me, we always think everything has to be perfect. My bag has to be this way so that I can hide from this guy, or, I need to, my farm is here. You see a lot of people talking about printing or whatnot. And, I got to wear this. I got to cover this up. I got to do that. Dude, nobody pays attention. I'm assuming some of you guys have too. I made a mistake and worn a shirt and I'm like, oh my God, I can see this. It's just like, to me, it's printing crazy and nobody notices. I have a first aid kit around my ankle. I use the Warrior Port ankle first aid kit. I wear it every day. No one notices until I tell them. No one notices. I'll teach a whole first aid class, a whole CPR class. And at the end of it, I'll say, hey, do you guys carry a first aid kit? Which is just like, no, where I'm going to put it, blah, 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 blah. And I say, I have one on right now. And I pull off my ankle first aid kit. And they never noticed. So people don't pay attention to you. So that's kind of what I like about this museum. Now, the things I did not like, I didn't like the food court, really. It's just kind of half-ass. It's more like a mall-style food court, so they don't have their own. So it's just you leave and it's, adjacent to it kind of thing. So that's what I don't really like. It's crowded. I wish that you could just go there without, buying a ticket or having to do it in advance. you know, because sometimes you're just like, oh, we're in DC. Oh, there's a spy museum. Let's go there. And you can't. You're kind of screwed. But if they did do that, it'll probably be more crowded. You know, you really couldn't see anything. That'd just be a horrible experience for everyone. Now, what I really, really, really love about the Spy Museum is I love their gift shop. And mostly, you know, they have like the cool gadgets or whatnot, the, you know, little trinkets here and there. So where you can, you know, you can buy stuff, little, you know, cool spy gear toys type of thing. But what I really love is their library. They have a lot of books. So I purchased this book, The American's Guide to Personal Security, What You Need to Know. And it's actually pretty interesting. So, you know, so I've been going through this, taking notes. And then I purchased, what is this here? Dangerous Personalities, an FBI profiler shows you how to identify and protect yourself from harmful people. Right? So I got this. So it's very interesting. They have fiction, they have nonfiction, they have books for kids, they have historical books, and then they have books like, I don't know if this is called self-help or whatever it is, but they have those. They have shirts and stuff like that. They also have movie props, and also in the museum, just because some spy stuff can't be, let's say some tradecraft secrets are probably still being used today, so they just can't tell you everything. So they kind of go into movies. So they, you know, have some James Bond stuff. They have the James Bond car. They have the teeth that Jaws use for all of you older people like me. So it's just kind of interesting. So it's a mix of movie history and spies, actual historical history from the country, and then a few things from around the world, and just stuff like that. So it's really interesting. I like it a lot. And then something else that you kind of notice, there's a gentleman, he wrote, I think it's 100 Deadly Secrets. No. Yeah, is it Secrets or something? He wrote a book on like surviving. He's a, I want to say a SEAL, but I got this belt here. I was going to do a review on belts. But he like recommended this super cheap Velcro EDC belt. Super cheap. It was like $4. And for what it is awesome. But he recommended this belt. And he has a book. He had a TV show. I don't know if he still does. I know he has a YouTube channel, but cool dude. So he has he has a whole section in there on lock picking. And I think he was a SEAL and how he would lock pick. So that's where his skill set was. You know, he already has more, but that's why he's in the museum. They had another individual, I want to say Pakistani, you know, I'm not sure, but they recruited this kid, and you know, like he was spying on a terrorist group. So he was like feeding, I think the Israelis or something like that. He was feeding them intel, and so much so to where he was going to become a suspect because he was the main connection from all these events and these busts that was going on. So they ended up they call him and like, hey dude, get out of the house in like 15 seconds. Get your wife, get your kids, get out. And then they blew up his house, you know, to kind of draw suspicion away from him. And then they got him out of the country, blah, blah, blah. So I say that to say this. We're always buying the latest and greatest gear, trying to be cool and trying to be as capable as possible. And truthfully, it doesn't take that much. Most people that are spies or tradecraft, with the exception of the SEALs or whatnot, they're just regular people. So kind of think about it like your police officers and their informants. They're just regular people that have access to this group that you want, and you just kind of coach them along to the way, you know, to get you what you want. And it's a lot of coercion and things of that nature. So when you see all this cool stuff on TV, you know, with Q and whatnot, with James Bond, he has all these cool gears, or all this cool gear, or you have Triple H with his guy giving him all these cool gears and cars. That's just for TV. You know, it is what it is. You know, like I have a lot of people like, oh man, you're a contractor, you must have did all this cool stuff. And I was like, dude, if I did 1% of what you thought I did, it'll be on the news. You know, we don't get down like that. Yeah, we did earlier during the war, but it wasn't, you know, like the news and the media had you believe. So, you know, I just kind of wanted to say that. But I think you guys should check out the Spy Museum. It was really fun. I took my daughter. She had a good time. It takes about, I think they say about an hour each floor. I'm going to say take 2 hours. If you go early, you might can knock it out in an hour, you know, because you don't have the crowd or whatnot, you know. So they have like different stages, like where you hold yourself up and you see how long you can hold yourself up, almost like a pull-up bar. I wasn't that good. My hands are slipping off the bar and I'm just like, okay, I'm going down. Before COVID, they have this air duct, which was cool. And you got to crawl through the air duct and you just realize how much noise it makes. You know, and it's just a bunch of cool stuff. So if you're ever in the DC area, go check it out. And if you're ever in the DC area, hit me up. Let's go shooting together. All right, guys. So that's my review of the Spy Museum. Hopefully you like it. And hopefully this video is not too long. So, hey, thanks, guys. See you on the next one.